I am sorry. Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. 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 Every day I'm hustling.
TheBoxingVoice.com. You walk away with a silver medal, which is an incredible accomplishment. Can you take any pride in that?
No. I don't like to lose.
Now it's like I know what feeling I don't want to ever go through. He was talking about you crying and like, you go watch Floyd. Floyd was crying after he lost. I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't want to ever lose. Like I'm not cool with losing.
This is a TKO victory for Shakur Stevenson.
He's tough. He don't take no for an answer, so I gotta beat it out of him.
Shakur, of course he the truth. Teofimo not messing with him. I don't think Tank messing with him. Gary Russell Jr. ain't messing with him.
Me right now, if you ask me would I beat Floyd Mayweather back in the day, I'm gonna say yes, and truthfully really believe that.
I know my body. Yeah, I know Shakur body. Shakur know my body. Do I step to you when we fought? Yes or no?
No.
Do we step to each other? Yes or no?
No.
The southpaw version of Floyd Mayweather.
Oscar can't keep ducking. It's time for him to fight. It's me versus Oscar Valdez. There's nothing else to look forward to.
Canelo can't get in the ring fight for him. And even if he could, I feel like if me and Canelo's at the same weight, I feel like I'll beat him.
SDS Promotions.
I'm one of the best fighters in boxing.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We're here to continue to discuss the biggest news in boxing, Shakur Stevenson and his multiple offers. Right now, it looks like Eddie Hearn has put in a strategic offer for Shakur Stevenson, a short-term contract. Oscar De La Hoya also offers Shakur Stevenson the fight he wants, but under one condition. So we're going to be discussing this right here on TBV. If you guys are interested, this is the place to be. If you want to call, then you know the number to call, 1-563-999-3427. Don't forget, Discord is also available for anybody that wants to call in and certainly participate in this evening's show. Remember, we need your calls in order for this show to go long and get you through your work day. So once again, the number to call, 1-563-999-3427. We're going to start with the Oscar De La Hoya. He's letting, Shakur know he can't get him a unification fight with Gervonta Davis or Vasyl Lomachenko. But if he wants the number one contender in William Cepeda, which is guaranteed to be an action fight, not a world championship, not a unification, but definitely an action title fight, the condition is that he will need to sign to Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy. Oscar isn't ready to just make a fight with Shakur and William Cepeda and then have Shakur walk off into the sunset with that win, leaving Oscar and De La Hoya Promotions with, a contender with a loss and no champion. But I quote, where is William Cepeda? Where is he? We're going to keep hyping him up because he is fighting these guys. He's stopping in 3 and 4 rounds because he's throwing volume. These dudes ain't in shape. They ain't in the shape that I be in. Come on, bro. If Tank go to fight Loma, why can't I fight maybe the harder fight? We don't know. Maybe the harder fight just because of William Cepeda's volume and how many punches he throws. Where is he at, though? I think they're banking on another fight where they can win a belt. Baranchik, they don't want this belt. De La Hoya, on the other hand, has spoken on the matter, saying that the fight can happen under that one condition. The new promotional free agent has to sign with Oscar De La Hoya's, and I quote, "I had a great meeting with Shakur Stevenson's representatives. William Cepeda will only fight if Shakur is signed to Golden Boy Promotions." So we'll see if, this can actually happen. I don't see that carrot being tasty enough. Let me sign the Golden Boy because of William Cepeda. I feel like Hearn's deal, the Cepeda Paro fight, is more doable, which is crazy because he's offering Cepeda as well, and he's not with Golden Boy. Maybe he feels that the pressure he can get DAZN to put on Oscar will give Oscar, all the indication he needs that he has to release Cepeda in order to make a big fight for the network in DAZN, right? That's your network. You can't try to hog Cepeda all for yourself, and if not, you have to at least do what's right for the network, and giving the network a Shakur Stevenson-William Cepeda fight is definitely right. It's something that could change things, but Hearns talks in code, and I quote, "I think he should fight William Cepeda. Do you want to sign a 5-fight deal when it may stop you from getting certain fights," said Hearns to Talk Sports. "Maybe our discussions are 1, 2, or 3-fight deals. He needs the fluidity to be able to make those fights." So, Shakur already liked what he heard from Eddie. As you know, he tweeted out and said Eddie put his name in a hat, so he's excited that there's multiple people basically interested. Still no word from Mayweather Promotions and their level of interest in Shakur. As we know, once upon a time, Mayweather jumped in a private jet, went all the way to Rio to try and sign Shakur. Now, that didn't take place, but I'm sure they have some sort of relationship there, something that, they can fall back on and potentially use as a reason to build a new relationship where Shakur is now the face of Mayweather Promotions, with Carmel Moulton being the second coming. It would be good to, Carmel and Shakur have had, dealings. He sparred Shakur, and Carmel has fought Zaquin Moses, Shakur's cousin. That could end up being a great relationship where, Carmel's on the undercard of Shakur fights, and they're both coming out giving us the bang for our buck because we got two, great names on multiple cards coming out that match. Mayweather stable. But this is what we're talking about. If you guys are interested, you know the number to call, 1-563-999-3427 is the number to call. If not, Short Show gave you all the facts. We got Cliff in Connecticut. What is up?
And when you're in the trenches, it's cool to shoot them bullets. How you gonna defend yourself when them bullets coming back?
Cliff in Connecticut. All right, you might need to jump out, jump back in. And on Discord, let me get a sound check here, making sure we good. We going to Cliff again.
Yeah, it's working now?
It is.
Yeah, that jump out, jump back in, be working. Now, I'm gonna jump straight into the Shakur shit. I don't think going to fight with Oscar for that one fight is worth it. I don't really know or agree that he should be chasing Zepeda, because Shakur don't have no appeal. Like, people don't care to see him. So what he got to do, because he ain't gonna knock nobody out, he gotta become Floyd Mayweather, where we pay to see him lose. And the only way he could even get there, I feel like Top Rank is where it's at for him. He got to stay there. He got to get the belt from Baranchyk. Because I heard, through my sources, that they said they will give him Baranchyk if he came back. And if not, then Keyshawn might get it. Go unify like that. Now you got 2 belts. Zepeda's #1 in every sanctioning body. So Tank will probably steal that fight from you. But if Tank don't take it and Zepeda want to keep moving forward, grab a belt, he got to come see you or he got to see Tank. But regardless, you have 2 belts. Tank probably take Loma's belt and unify, and you and Tank kind of got like a crash course road to like collision because the undisputed would be there for both of y'all. After y'all defend y'all titles once or twice, it's no reason not to finally come together and make the big undisputed fight. And that's how you become a star. We all gonna be like, yo, he's boring. We want to see him lose, but he has all the belts. He like we're gonna tune in because you got all the belts. You knocking niggas down. They niggas want the belts. They can't get them from you. Know what I'm saying? That's I feel like his his road to success and becoming a star. He's got to be one of them boring. Floyd was boring too, Ness. I remember you say he wasn't, but a lot of people feel like Floyd was boring. And a lot of people used to, oh, he don't get knockouts. They kind of got that same aura. It's just Floyd was a lot further along in his career when people were saying that. But that's really his only option is to snatch up some belts. People have to come see him, and he just keeps winning. And the
You
more
may
you
feel like
win,
it's your time,
the more
but it's
fans
not
you
your
get
time.
or haters you get.
But that's the thing. Like, even if you think Floyd was boring, he still had an era, right? Like, he still had a time period where he was Pretty Boy Floyd and people thought he wasn't boring and he did go for knockouts. Like, Shakur skipped the
Definitely.
Pretty Boy and he's just, Floyd Money May with the defense and not, with the, in ring shit. So, yeah.
That's why I feel like he got to get the belts because why else you gonna fight him? You could lose, you don't get paid the big money. There's no reason to fight him unless he has something, and that's all he could get is the belts. Go get the belts. Top rank got 3 of them. That's where you should be.
Well, all right, Cliff in Connecticut. Appreciate you calling in. If you want to call in, you want to voice your opinion, Discord is available. Twitter Spaces is also available on the landline, rocking and rolling for anybody that wants to use it. That number to call, 1-563-999-3427. Don't forget to press 1 at least one time. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll, and I can go straight to you. We got James in Atlanta, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Ness? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, that's bullshit, Cliff. Zepeda has a lot to offer, man. And that's a high value name in the 135 division. That's pretty damn good to me compared to some of the other names. Like, I'm really gonna stick around with Top Rank to get a Baranchik fight. Like, that doesn't do nothing for his career. Like, Just get another belt? Like, the fuck? People gonna look at that like that was a fight's a wash. Like compared to his last opponent that he pretty much just dominated, they're gonna expect that, if not more, from him. At least to pay to bring some excitement. I mean, Golden Boy is probably the right place for him to sign. I mean, he could probably sign that deal, maybe get a. I mean, shit. He probably can fight a Floyd Schofield, fight William Zepeda, get a Mercito Gesta, and all for the build-up for him just to go ahead and beat up everybody's favorite American Mexican, or the most hated Ryan Garcia, which could be in play for him if he signs with Golden Boy. Which to me, I think that's a fight that Shakur would definitely love and bring him up to the rise of superstar.
I mean, do you really sign a Golden Boy on the back of a Ryan fight that you don't know when it's going to happen, that you don't know if he going to get, like, approved and be able to box? Is he going to be sane enough to come back and box?
I think it's going to definitely happen next year. And if not that, he'll definitely probably get maybe Jose Ramirez or even Artur Barbosa next year, because Shakur's probably getting close to that point. He's about to move up to 140. So there's still good names for his future development in the next step of his career, whereas Eddie Hearn's making promises that he can't cash. I don't think how much pressure that he makes with the zone or whatnot, he can't force goddamn Oscar to do shit. So with that being said, go ahead, sign with Golden Boy, get the fights, take off some of those better names that they have for you over there with Golden Boy than they do with the zone, and get that fight with Ryan. Do what Devin can do. Shout out to you and shout out to the community as always. I catch you on the next one, Ness.
Yo, Shakur will turn on you quick. He out here calling Bradley Milk Dud Head. It's like, of course he gonna be mad you said something, bro. He been rocking with you for how many years, you know? New caller, Flint, Michigan. Who's this?
Yo, Ness, this Mason from Flint, Michigan. What's going on with you, boss?
Is Mason? Like
That's
Abdullah?
correct.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
Exactly. What's up, man? I don't know. I listen to this shit every day, man. Every morning, 9 o'clock sharp.
Appreciate it.
I fucks with the content. I fucks with the boxing voice the long way, man. I got a couple questions for you, Ness. Is the ESP or is the Top Rank deal off the table for Shakur?
They haven't mentioned if it's off the table, but I'm assuming so because you know he wants to test the waters.
Okay. So, Golden Boy, in my personal opinion, Golden Boy, fuck that. Floyd, fuck that. I would go with the guaranteed money. Get the fight with the what's the kid with the WBO strap over there at Top Rank at 35?
Baranchak?
Baranchak. Yeah, get the fight with Baranchak, unify. If Tank beat Loma, or if Loma beat, or excuse me, if Tank beats Loma in November, October, hey, that's the fight right there for undisputed at 35. I mean, I know it's a 5-fight deal. I don't know if it's on the table or not. I know him and Bob been going back and forth. Bob did a little interview talking his shit. Shakur been talking shit with everybody. That's what I think the kid should have did. I'll take that guaranteed money over some, roll the dice money. I'm a, one bird in the hand better than two in the bush type of dude. So that's what I would have did if I was the young kid. But hey, only time to tell, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's
Biggest
my call,
news in
Nestor.
boxing, man. Biggest news in boxing. What does Shakur do? Where does he go? If you want to call in, you know the number to call, 563-999-3427. Press 1 one time. Jersey Bob, what it do? Jersey Bob, Discord. Baby Joker, Discord.
What up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, hey, I like the move with Oscar, bro. I mean, even if it's not at 35 versus a Peta, I feel like there's names at 40 that a Golden Boy has that he can fucking stop, bro, and look good. Like he can stop a Jose Ramirez or a Barboza and make some noise again. I feel like that's what he needs. And I mean, that cross motion with the Eddie Hearn, I mean, Golden Boy, Matchroom, that shit's always happening. You got Africa up there at 40. That's a good fight, too. There's a lot of options out there, bro. A lot. But I do like him with Oscar. Yesterday I was thinking about it. I'm like, shit, why not? Fuck 35. Move up to 40, bro. Move up to 40 and go get rid of them dudes like Ramirez and Barboza. Go knock him out. Cause I feel like he can fucking run through them, bro. And I don't know. What does Floyd have to offer him for reals outside a Tank? Like what's over there with the PBC and the zone?
Nothing.
I mean,
Only
nothing, right?
the exposure you get from being linked with Floyd.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like the exposure he needs is him putting hands on fighters, especially two Mexican Americans like a Ramirez that's been in there, with Taylor and these other bigger names, and Barboza, another Mexican American, bro. Go on over there, steamroll through those guys, and get a buzz going again. That's all I got, Ness. Yeah, he should go and move up to 240 and fuck around and mess with Oscar. Why not? Have a good one, bro.
All right, you too. Jersey Bob, you still haven't accepted. We're going to move on. We got Tyron. What it do?
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What's up, Tyron?
Not much. That's on TVV, man. Yeah, if I was Shakur, man, It's between Floyd and Eddie. Like you said, the exposure with Floyd would be good. And Floyd, been around the road. He's been in Shakur's shoes as far as quote unquote people being bored or not entertained. When you had Manny Pacquiao and Floyd in that era, and Pacquiao knocking out guys, and he was talking about Floyd, oh, he's pillow fisted, he don't got no power in his hands, he's boring, he started 1 2 clinches. So I feel like that will, I feel like Floyd can help Shakur in that matter, as far as being able to promote yourself in the way that Floyd was able to promote himself. Yeah, I'm a born fighter, but you still gonna pay because you're gonna see if somebody can knock me out, if somebody can stop this quote unquote snooze fest. So I mean, it will be good, but like you said, I don't really know how many fights Floyd can give him. I mean, him being with Floyd and making a tank fight, that definitely would be 10 times huger just because Shakur with Floyd and what Floyd can do for him as far as exposure. But to me, I think Eddie Hearn. Eddie already got the map laid out for him. You know what I mean? Fight Zepeda, then go up and fight Perro at 140. And then you got Devin Haney, who is a free agent. So, you can make a Devin and Shakur if Shakur happens to get a title at 140. Haney is still what, the WBC champ at 140. So, that could be a roadmap to that fight. Devin worked with Eddie. And Eddie is a good promoter, man. I think he's probably the best out right now. He's front forward. The production at the zone is pretty good. So I think, that's probably the best bet. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he signed with Floyd again. I think Floyd can help him in terms of just promoting him and just giving them game, man. Because Shakur, like him lashing out on Twitter and doing all this stuff, it's like, bro, just stop. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, only you can change the people's perspective by going in the ring and doing what you want to do. Either way it goes, they still gonna watch you because they want to see what you want to do. So I just feel like that Floyd can help him with that. But just promotion company wise, I would go to the zone. I think the zone got more options for him, more big fights over there. So to me, I think he should sign with Eddie. But keep Floyd close in the circle to help mentor him in that way. But that's my call, champ. I appreciate you, man. Shouts out TBV.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
All right, all right. Appreciate you calling in, Tyron. Looks like we got Mario Mongia from Infighting Podcast joining us as today's guest co-host, Mr. Mongia. What's going on, champ?
Uh-oh. I'm in the house. What is up? What's up, champ?
Chilling, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Just got done with work, got to cover SmackDown tonight for fightsatw.com. Go check it out if you follow wrestling, want to check out my Raw and SmackDown recaps. I got a lot of stuff planned this weekend, brother. I got a lot of stuff planned this weekend. So, of course I was holding out time specifically for you cuz I thought we were going to go live on Chocolatito today, but it's all right, champ. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's later tonight, right? You said 9 p.m.?
Yeah, it's later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Was that, ESPN Plus?
Yeah, it's ESPN Plus. I mean, listen, it's in Nicaragua, right? So it's all about just kind of giving him like a little showcase or whatever. And, he's at an age where I think he deserves to have these type of fights, right? Like the little guys are never going to be given the clout or the respect that, the top of the division, guys like welterweights and even lightweights, get. And so if they're never going to get that, right, then these are their moments where this is kind of like his HBO showcase, right? Or his, pay-per-view show, whatever it is, right? This is his version of it. So yeah, definitely going to check it out. I mean, it's not like a banger ass fight, right? But,
Who's the
anytime
opponent?
Chocolatito fights is banger though, right?
Who's the opponent?
Robert Barrera, not Robert Barrera. It's a 10-round bantamweight fight. But you got Bam in there, you got Inoue, there's a lot of fights there, you know what I mean? And Chocolatito deserves his cash out whenever he wants it, just like everybody else, just like El Gallo got, right?
I mean, isn't the cash out with Bam passing the torch to the
Sure,
younger?
absolutely.
You know?
That's what you do, right? But you got to build the profile, right? If you're Chocolatito, you don't have the momentum that you had that HBO gave you, bringing you in after Floyd left and calling you the new #1 pound. You don't have that anymore. You know, you're not fighting on Golovkin cards that are putting you in front of eyeballs that have never even seen you fight, never
So
even
you
heard
saying
your
he's
name.
gone and forgotten?
I'm saying he's forgotten by most of, or if any, commercial audience.
Wow.
Hardcores, on the other hand, I think that he's given us enough performances that we'll never forget him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. It's his last run. You know, it's like a John Cena shit, except he don't get the, you know, crazy promotion and shit.
Does he make it to a Bam fight?
Absolutely. I think absolutely, because at this point, they're going to cater to him. They're going to protect him. This isn't, and I don't mean protect like in a weird way or whatever, but this isn't Chocolatito in a situation where they're going to build on him, right? Where they're taking him for this next 3-year run. Not at all. They're trying to keep the win on his record as long as they can until they can get him to a point where he can cash out against a guy like Bam. You know, but fighting on ESPN Plus, it's definitely going to help, right? It definitely helps. I'll say that.
What about this whole church standpoint and Bam being friends with him? I mean, they make it seem as if it may not happen, the fight, as if it's not easy to make.
Listen, I can tell you this. While I have heard a lot of stuff, you know, obviously like out there publicly, just from my time seeing the family at shows and getting to talk to them off record, off camera, nah. They'll fight Choco. They'll fight Choco if there is a reason to fight him. And that reason's money, you know what I'm saying? And you look at Bam and you look at the landscape of big fights he has left. Ultimately, if you're thinking a new way, you're thinking long down the road, right? He should finish, Bam, that is, what he started. Knocking out the entire landscape of that badass bantamweight, flyweight, you know, super flyweight division. El Gallo, Rungzai, you know, all these guys that he took out. Chocolatito's that final piece. He's the final boss. There's no bullshit about that. While El Gallo might have the respect from hardcore fans and Mexican fans, and he's going to always be like a top 10 pound for pound guy the way we remember him, Hall of Famer, Chocolatito is that guy. He is the final boss. And so for him to finish, it would be like, listen, it would be like if, damn, who's a good lightweight? Like it would be like if Adrian Broner.
Is he really the final boss? Because, like, I get
well, who else is left?
I mean, I know that Nonito's a little bit older, but people were talking about Nonito and Bam, and I actually like that. You know, why not?
I love it.
Why not put that legend on your name, on your resume if you can get him?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you can get him for Donaire, I don't know if the money's right. Because you know what that fight is for you. That's a fight where everything's against you. You're the old man. You're looking for one more paid. Like, all of that's against you. Bam's got all the momentum. So to fight him right now, the money's got to be right. I don't know if a Bam fight, listen, he's great. And he is definitely one of the top smaller weight guys for sure. But he's a smaller weight guy. Does he bring that money that would attract a guy like Donaire who has broken through that commercial success? You know what I mean? When he got that knockout on HBO against, I can't remember the Mexican fighter. That was it. That was his homecoming party. And ever since then, he's been treated like an elite in the sport, and rightfully so. But he does not have the present value that a Chocolatito has because fight fans remember what happened to Donaire in his, you know, in the last time he tried to, you know, step up big.
Speaking of value, bringing it back to the topic, yeah, man. Where is the value in Shakur accepting these offers? There's not one on the table for Mayweather. We just want to assume Mayweather's interested in Shakur. As of now, certainly a 1, 2, or 3 fight deal by Eddie Hearn. He calling it short term. And, you know, Oscar saying if you want Cepeda, you must sign the Golden Boy. I'll be honest, to save you time, I don't think it's smart to sign the Golden Boy for William Cepeda. Even if it was a package deal, like Baby Joker said, he kind of stole my idea from earlier. Even if it's Cepeda, Barboza, Ramirez, I don't know that that's worth signing for, and I also don't know that, Golden Boy can give you $3 million per fight. I think those same names you could have still got with your minimum $3 million guarantee on a Top Rank card.
Very, very good point.
Like
Listen,
if he's with Top Rank and he says, Bob, Todd, I want Barboza, they had the budget to make it.
Absolutely. No, you're right. Listen, I'm a burn real quick. Look, as far as Floyd, I'm going to say this. I absolutely believe you're right. I think there has to be some sort of offer on the table for Floyd. If not an official offer, something that was talked about between them two off camera, by themselves, whatever. We know they recently spoke. But if you're Floyd, you don't want to overcommit to the public recruiting of Shakur, because first of all, we don't even know what those finances look like, right? Second of all of the backlash and all of the talk for Floyd over the past 6 months has been about him not being the greatest promoter, him not promoting his guys right. I mean, he's basically the Drake OVO to boxing. It is Mayweather Promotions. Like, let's get it right. You know what I mean? He's not Love with McConan or whatever that guy name was. But at the same time, you don't want to look like you're getting beat for fighters week in and week out and getting overbid by guys like Eddie, by guys like Oscar, by guys like Bob. So that's why he might play it a little soft, right? But if you're Shakur, this is your mentality. First of all, you're absolutely right. You don't want to sign for a single fight unless that fight is Tank. You're going to sign up for a guy in Cepeda who's probably going to be one of your hardest fights that isn't going to make you the kind of money that a commercial fight would make you, right? Now, could that fight bring out the version of Shakur that we have not seen and that has cost him so much in this free agency? Yes, absolutely. It could be the fight that makes fans believe. But to take that risk and sign to Oscar for multiple years or multiple fights, what else you got? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to promise him Ryan. I think that's a terrible fight. I don't think Ryan should be able to fight for a title for the rest of his life. That's a whole other topic. But what are you going to give him? Like, what can you give him? Now, if you're Shakur, just real quick, and then I'll pass it back to you. You have to look at De La Hoya ego versus Eddie ego. If you're looking at Eddie and his ego, you're looking at Canelo and you're looking at Haney. Two guys that he worked with that he could have tried as hard as he could to force them into situations where they were beholden to him and his promotional companies, and he didn't. Look where Haney is today. He looks like the guy who's not afraid of no smoke, that'll go from promotion to promotion to promotion to hunt down the biggest and baddest you got. That's the way he appears to anybody really paying attention on the promotional scene, right? So if you're Eddie, you have that. And if you're Oscar, you have Ryan, a guy you can't seem to get along with, and he's still signed to you. You have to take him to arbitration just to stay signed with you. And then let's bring up Canelo. This is the name that you're looking at if you're Shakur. If you're Canelo and you look at what happened with Eddie, well, you look at a guy who has worked with them and then let him go without lawsuits, without what's it called? Like when you go in and you arbitrate and stuff. Yeah, arbitration. You know what I mean? Like, it was without all that. He leaves, goes to PBC, and what does he do? He still works with Eddie. He's still cool with Eddie. They still have like a situation where the relationship is at least friendly. Now let's look at Canelo and Oscar. What does that look like? To me, it looks like a guy whose mentality is, you're either with us or against us. Okay. And now from a fan standpoint, look, I get it. Oscar's a promoter. He's worried about his bottom line. He's worried about what fighters he's going to have for the next few years. But if I'm a fan, I pay for the fight, the single fight, whether the ticket or the pay-per-view or the subscription, I pay for that, right? I'm not paying to have Shakur sign this deal so that I can lock down 5-6 tickets in a that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're Shakur and you're looking at De La Hoya, that's got to be like a handcuff situation, as opposed to almost any other situation you can think of where you'll at least have some freedom in another year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting locked down to these long-ass contracts has been the problem for guys like Mikey Garcia, Andre Ward, who threw away portions of their career just to make a point. If Shakur picks Oscar and ends up in the exact same situation, who does that help? Because it's not the fans. I don't want to know that Cepeda's only going to get the best fights if opponent A or B bows down to Oscar. That's not what I want to pay for. I'm not going to pay for DAZN or Golden Boy shows because he's using his power and his positioning to monopolize the sport in the same situation that he did when he first started Golden Boy on HBO. He did the whole same situation, except he wasn't fighting back then. So he was the guy that dangled himself in front of the networks. Hey, you want me to fight? You're going to give me some dates for these Golden Boy guys. But that was easy back then because they had Mosley. They had Bernard. They were giving portions of the company to people. Okay? So it was easier back then when they had all the guys. Today, now, for Shakur to sign to Cepeda, you might as well be saying you're signing to fight him, and then you're giving Oscar the keys to your career. That's essentially what it looks like to me. And I can keep burning, though. I can keep burning on the topic if Champ is gone.
I get you. There's not much over there. So it seems like he would be signing for Cepeda and basically nothing. But the two other options, Ramirez and Barboza, are not bad. I just don't think he'll get the same amount of money he would have made on Top Rank. You know, like I think under the new Top Rank deal, he still could have made those 3 fights, you know. Maybe not Cepeda because he's got options. He's number 1 across the board. So, you know, if they don't make Cepeda a lucrative offer to take a title shot with the WBC, he has other options with the IBF and the, you know, WBA. But I still think those fights were available for him via Top Rank, not necessarily signing a Golden Boy. What you do get if you sign a Golden Boy is you're the one. You know, on Top Rank, that was split. Is Jared Anderson the one? Is it Keyshawn? Is it Abdullah Mason? Is it Shakur? But on Golden Boy, with Ryan being, you know, sidelined due to his suspension, and then you don't know what's going to happen with Ryan, whether or not he'll be able to come back on that high level. You know, Shakur is that dude. Do you see Virgil being a bigger commodity to Golden Boy than Shakur will be?
Long term?
I mean, look, they re-signed Virgil yesterday, so.
Yeah. Listen, if you're asking me that, like, immediately, like short term, like what we can see foreseeable future, Virgil's absolutely the commodity. Like right now, what Shakur has for him is the illusion that he is still the most credible threat to guys like Tank, Tio, Devin. Like those are the fights we want to see. I understand it's not the 4 Kings anymore, the lightweight division, but it still represents the most viable and commercial appealing fighters. You know what I'm saying? So for Verge, listen, he was supposed to step up at this point like 2 or 3 times, right? I don't know. I don't know everything that has been going on with his career that is wrong, health-wise or anything else. All I can say is that he's in a position where you can make money off of him. How many times can you send Shakur out there to hit the snooze button before you realize that, you know, financially he's not as viable? I'm not calling him Guillermo Rigondeaux, not at all. But I am saying it's going to take him beating a top name before he ever gets that kind of A-side commercial recognition. Right now, Verge has that no matter what. Whether he deserves it or not from hardcores, or whether he is an actual potential pound-for-pound type of guy, or he can win the belts or be at the top of the division, none of that matters, you know, because commercially he's been promoted the right way and he still has his O.
But is he in a better position?
As far as I know, that matters more to commercial fans than anything else.
I mean, but if we're comparing him to Shakur, is he in a better position? They both have O's, and they both have a stink. It's just who stinks more. Like, Virgil hasn't been able to make it to the big fight. Every time he gets sick, he pulls out. There's something wrong. You know, so he does have that stink on him, where Shakur has the stink of, you know, stinking up the joint.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know that either one, like, yeah, we're excited for Virgil Bukacek, but someone called in today like, bro, I want to go. The tickets are cheap. Do you think Virgil makes it? And I couldn't vouch. I couldn't vouch
That's
for
a
Virgil.
bad thing, bro. That's such a bad thing to have to question whether they show up, right? Because that's a real thing that goes through people's minds when they go to buy tickets, right? Like, I mean, you go and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna buy these tickets, right? And you're not gonna just buy one. You and your girl are gonna go, or you and a few friends or whatever, right? And then if you're not from there, you got to worry about travel. You got to worry about all that stuff, right? So to commit to all that and then to question your fighter, but that's the thing though. All it's going to take Verge is that one performance, right? All we got to do is see him fight. He is the kind of fighter that can put up performances that'll bring in repeat fans. Are people that make those decisions within promotional and network positions, do they feel that way about Shakur? Do they think that, oh, all it's got to take is that right fight? Or is he going to live and die on what he said? And he said it about Tank. He gave him all the flowers for his power. And then he said, well, what I'm special about is not getting hit, seeing the punches miles away. That's great, champ. That's a great ability to have, a great skill set. But it don't bring in fans, and it don't get you replayed on ESPN's, Sports Center, after the fight. It just don't. You know what I mean? They're not going to show a highlight of you getting, not hit 50 times. They're going to show that highlight of you starching that guy. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, man. We going back out to these phone lines. We got Tug. What it do? Gotta unmute, player. All righty then. Real quick, let me wanted to screen share this real quick. One of our own is fighting last minute. James Payne Lethal is jumping in Nashville, taking on Bryson Gary on the Creative Fight League, man. So I don't know if y'all remember James Payne used to call in here and
shout out James
and do the little duet. Well, yeah, he's stepping back into the ring. And it's tonight. You can get tickets right here at tkotix.com. This is the Creative Fight League 2. It's taking place today. Just click on the flyer. That's James right here, as you can see. If you want to support, go ahead and do so. Salute to James. Keep your hands up, young man. Hopefully, you get that win on late notice. Stepping in to save the show.
Payne.
Jersey Bob, you there?
Hello, yeah, how you doing?
All good. How are you?
All right. Phone was acting up earlier. I just been changed my mind, man. I wanted to fight Williams and Zepeda because I think that's the fight that he really going to. I think he beats Zepeda like 10-2. I think Zepeda throwing all them punches ain't gonna work against Shakur. But like you were saying, the other fighters or the other people he can fight on. Golden Boy. I mean, Kid Austin. You don't like that fight, Ness? He beats Zepeda and fight Kid Austin.
I mean, they're going to criticize him. Zepeda never won a world title, and neither did Austin. If they say that about Frank and they said that about Esop when Tank fought him, is the same, shoe.
If you go to Eddie Hearn, I mean, you gonna fight Andy Cruz and gonna criticize you? I mean, that's what Eddie Hearn got. Andy Cruz, I think is the best lightweight he has. I like Andy Cruz, but he barely has any fights. Is Shakur gonna get credit for beating him?
I mean, Eddie put it out there that he could get Shakur to William Cepeda fight without signing a Golden Boy, and then he could give him the Pato fight. So In his opinion, he could give him the Mexican fight, the green print, then move him up a division to be a 4 division champ.
But you said Oscar said he ain't giving him the fight, so
Yeah, but
I
Oscar
don't.
could say that all he want. If Eddie go to the Zone, who he's partners with, the Zone got stake in Matchroom Boxing. Matchroom Boxing has stock in the Zone. I'm pretty sure they'll backdoor Eddie, Oscar like on some like, bro, we want Zepeda. The network wants Zepeda. What you gonna do? Tell the network that gives you dates and checks no? What you gonna do? You're gonna say no?
Yeah.
I don't want him to fight Shakur because it has to be on my card. They're not gonna look at you as a team player. You can end up cut with no dates.
Well, if you're saying that, then matching will probably be the way to go. Then, like you say, he can get Paro. He can fight some of these other guys. But I don't know. I mean, I personally like Shakur. He's not going to be big stellar, but I like watching him fight, man. I think the man barely lost any rounds his whole career. I don't remember anybody winning more than 2 rounds against him. But hey, I just know this: a man that don't want to get hit, he don't want to get hit. I don't see what the thing is. You see all these boxers slurring their words when we like, oh, get hit in the head. If I could not get hit and make money boxing, I would do the same thing. I mean, for real. I wouldn't want to be messed up when I'm older. I wouldn't want to be lucid. So the fact that he's using his defense and don't get hit, I can't be mad at him. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like he mad at. I can't be mad at a dude that don't want to get hit in the head. Now I had a little boxing experience. My trainer was hitting me with the jab. That ain't tickle. Anybody can say I was like, man, I ain't doing this too long because I ain't like getting hit in the head. That joint was rattling my brain for real. I'm like, yo, this dude, man, that thing didn't tickle. I was like, this ain't for me. So everybody can talk all they want. Who likes getting hit in the head? But all right, Ness, have a good night.
You may feel like it's
All
your
right,
time, but it's not your time.
Stone Bone.
Yo, yo.
You.
What up, what up, what up? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Would rather listen, people might not like Shakur style in certain fights, but when you put him in there with real big fights and big challenges, you've been getting good results. It be these mid kind of fights where he fight kind of mid. Virgil, you more worried about health. That's a guy that's not making it to the all right, that's a guy that's not making it to the fight due to health. That's all I mean, like, and this is multiple times. That's listen, Oscar don't see the big future in him. They don't have Ryan. They don't sign like he's a good fighter, but he's not a guy that they're looking at like, hey, he's my future or future star or anything like that. He's a decent fighter. He's not selling out in Dallas like that. This is not some major star that the money is invested behind. So it's a good re-signing, but I don't see him as a bigger signing if they could pull off the signing with Shakur. So, and more than likely, if he were to do the deal with Eddie and Pfizer Payton, all Oscar gonna do is say, "Hey, if my guy lose, make sure he fight one of my guys again." You know, he gonna ask for that kid Austin fight or something like that. He don't got to sign with Oscar to do that deal. I think the top rank deal and Eddie is probably. I don't think he can go back to top rank after this point, but so Eddie probably is his best option. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I think gonna happen. And no way that I look in no way do I think Virgil Ortiz is a bigger star or a bigger potential future. There's one guy who's ducked multiple title shots against Terrence Crawford versus one guy who's already a multi-division champion at 26 years, 27 years old. So you're looking at two different caliber fighters at this point. Virgil is still damn near a prospect. Not a prospect, he's still a contender. Never a champion. So all right, y'all.
Yo, listen, I just want to real quick say I agree, right? You can watch boxing and there's plenty to look at with Shakur's fights and say, well, like he's the superior fighter, right? But it's not really about that, though. It's about which one of those guys can you make more money off of in X amount of time, right? If you
You would
are
say
building
Shakur,
up
right?
Verge, he is a Hispanic fighter, right? And he is a guy that draws with his fan base, okay? You can lure big names to come and fight him, right? That can happen. People will look at him and say,
Same
"Oh
as with
man,
Shakur,
he's got
right?
health issues, blah blah." Blah. You can't do that with Shakur. You can't look at
Why not?
Shakur and say, "Oh, I can sneak him in with Tank. I can sneak him in with the best." You fight Shakur,
You
you
can.
know what you're getting.
You can, but Tank has called him out after that fight. Tank said, I will knock him out. Tank didn't say, I won't fight him because he's boring. Tank said, I will knock that dude out. And the difference with Virgil Ortiz is he had bigger fights back when he was fighting Maurice Hooker in 2021. Bro, we pushing
True.
2025, and he's been stagnant. Like, he fought a fucking dude Bud knocked out, 10 years ago in Thomas Delorme. Pull up his box rank. He ain't done shit since Maurice Hooker. So the Kaviaskis fight, I give him credit for that, but he got dropped in that fight too. You listen, Mexican, good. He got Mexican fans, great. He ain't selling out like that with Mexicans. He's a
True.
Texican. He's a Tejano. He ain't a red Mexican from Mexico. He suffers that same issue as a lot of the Mexican American fighters. And he's from Texas. He's a Tejano.
Sure.
So if he can't maximize in Texas, I don't know how big he's gonna be outside of that. He don't really sell
So
in LA. He did decent in Texas. So I don't know.
can I just ask you like this then? If you're a big fighter, right? Let's say you're a prime name, right? Who's a bigger cherry then? Who's a bigger cherry that you make more money off of, Verge or Shakur?
Probably Shakur if he get the Tank fight. If I can get
You
control
think
of
Shakur is
and
a
we do the Tank
bigger
fight,
cherry pick than Verge?
I don't
That's what
think
you're
neither
saying.
one of
You're
them is a
saying it's
cherry
an
pick.
easier
Listen,
fight to take the
all right,
win off of
give
Shakur
me
than it would be a big fighter to take it off of Verge.
No, all right, just give me the Virgil Ortiz. Give me the bigger fight for him than Tank is for Shakur.
But that's what I'm
Give me
saying.
the
It's not
fight,
about
Virgil.
that. It's about can you get that
Yes,
fight?
it
Look,
is. You gotta
Shakur
have
and
the big
Shakur.
fight
I'm
to
sorry.
get the money.
Real quick, Verge. Real quick. Verge and Spence. As much as you said about being Tejano and
That
Mexican,
ain't
you're
bigger than
absolutely
Shakur and
right.
Tank.
That you're not wrong.
Not
But
bigger than Shakur and Tank.
that fight in Dallas, that's a huge
It's
fight,
not bigger
brother.
than
That's a
Shakur and Tank.
huge fight.
You can put Shakur and Tank in Texas, and at this point they'll sell more than Earl and Verge. Earl
If
done
you
got
can
his
make
ass
that
beat
fight, which fight
out
you
the
think could
ring
happen
for.
first? Because I don't see Tank
I think
and Shakur happening before Verge and a Spence fight.
I don't even know if Spence fighting again. Shit, until he fight Fundora or something like that.
No,
I don't
you're right.
know.
You're right,
It's
Chad.
been like at least Shakur's in the mix. But shout out to you, Mario. It's been a long time since we did a little sparring,
Champ.
man. Welcome back, man. Good to hear you, man. But hey, listen, Spence that's a good one, Spence. But we got Shakur with Tank, Devin, all of them guys down there. You got a better maximizer to get a hold of Shakur right now than Virgil. Maybe Bud and Earl is his big fights, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you're not
All
wrong.
right, bro.
All right. Yeah, I'm with Stone Bone from the standpoint that you can't believe in Virgil. So if I'm Oscar, there's more career building in Shakur. It's probably tougher to get him the fights, yes. But I agree with you that you could slide Virgil into those fights where fighters are not going to do that with Shakur. They're going to want an entire training camp and entire promotion, and they're going to try and get a smaller ring and probably smaller gloves, whatever they could do to affect Shakur during that fight. But I was going to you, but Al in the Bay was there. What up? Al in the Bay. All right, H-Town.
What up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yep. And that's the narrative that Oscar can't promote black fighters is the dumbest narrative I ever heard. Who's the most successful defensive fighter in boxing history? Who?
Mayweather.
Who promoted him for 16 of his fights, which is a third of his career?
Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions. But they had a
Okay.
different team.
Now, who's
Obviously,
the
they had
black? Whoa, whoa, whoa,
obviously
whoa,
they
whoa.
had Richard
Okay.
Schaefer. They had Al Heyman and Oscar.
Okay. But the head was
Yo, yo,
Oscar.
yo,
Oscar was
what's
there.
up?
Okay, hold up. Who's the boxer that in his late 40s, 50s that was still making money and got turned into the alien? Oh, was he a black fighter?
B-Hop, yeah.
Okay, wasn't he with Golden Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Name one black fighter that Golden Boy had that isn't a legend and isn't a Hall of Famer. Thank you. That's all I gotta say, Ness. I'm out.
All right. I mean, that's because you ain't let me think. There's other black fighters, I'm sure, during Oscar's Golden Boy era that ain't Hall of Famers. You just thinking Mosley and B-Hop, but like, there's plenty
You
of
could also
fighters.
make the argument that Mosley and B-Hop were already at that stage by the time they were embedded into the Golden Boy
Yeah.
roster.
I mean, like I ain't gonna argue with him about B-Hop. Obviously,
No way.
Oscar gave B-Hop his biggest fight in himself, and from that knockout to Oscar, B-Hop, the star, was born. That was also his first $10 million payday. Tug, trying you again? Tug.
Yeah.
Yo, you there?
Oh yeah, what's up? What's up?
What up?
Oh yeah, man. All the thing I was about to say was about Shakur, right? Man, can he please quit talking that gangster stuff, man? Like, bro, we watched that fight because I was hoping he was gonna stop dude, but god damn. And plus, one of my homies, he just lost $950 for Shakur to get a stoppage.
That's wild. Who told him to do that? Who told him to bet?
I was about to ask.
Cause he was talking, like Shakur was talking that cash money. Remember, he was gonna say he was gonna stop him. You know what I mean? He was gonna do. You know what I mean? He was super ready at this fight, but man, he's looking real bad. And plus, another thing, come to find out, Frank Martin made more money than him fighting Tank, man.
He
You know,
did. He
like
made a little
Frank
bit.
made.
He made a little bit more, but he also stood out the ring. I mean, Shakur fought twice in the time it took Frank to fight once. So really, did you make more money, or did you, make enough money to hold you over for all the time you was out the ring? Because Shakur made 2 paychecks.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. But another thing, though, right? Think about it. Javante Davis, right? He's fighting. Every fight that he fights, he's gonna make 25 plus. What does Shakur even bring to the table?
He
The last
presents.
fight that Frank.
He presents that demographic of the public that believes he can beat Javante Davis.
Bro, don't nobody believe that after his last fighting, bro? Like, it's gonna be hard. Like, I don't even think Shakur is ever gonna even like what's that called? Like, be a main event or sell out anything. Cause like the way people seeing him right now, like I would not even want to watch this fight because this stuff is gonna go west. It's gonna be straight boring. 12 rounds, no action. Like, what's the whole point, bro? Only thing he's gonna do is, you know what I mean, he's gonna make Tank look bad because Tank gonna be have to chasing him around all day. And then he keep wanting to talk about casuals, bro. Casuals is the one that buy the pay-per-views, you feel me? And another thing, bro, you fighting on a free TV, man. Come on. And you talking, and then he making himself
You
like
may
he's a
feel like it's your
superstar.
time, but it's not your time.
All right. Yo, I don't understand, man. We are so conditioned as boxing fans. Like, look, he's shaming Shakur for not being a pay-per-view star, but I don't want to pay for more pay-per-view.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I
That
want
that
them
that
all to fight on ESPN. I'm not trying to pay no fucking $80 every time somebody got to fight.
bro, he said that, and I'm like, whoa, 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 wait. We don't want to pay for. We would rather have them for free. Like, please be that fighter that fights for free.
For
Show
real.
that you can make that money without pay per view and just off of ads. Problem is, there ain't a lot of fighters that could really do that right now in boxing.
Word. Word. Let's see what we got. Copy cool, what it do?
What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on?
What up?
We here, man. So I feel like honestly, like it only makes sense for me for him to kind of sign up with the zone because it seems like everybody messes with the zone. You know what I'm saying? The only people that don't really deal with the zone is the PBC, and we don't know when they're putting up fights anymore. So, like I feel like he'll still have access to De La Hoya's fighters. He'll still have access to all these other fighters if he signs with the zone. So I feel like that would be the move to make. Signing with De La Hoya would kind of, De La Hoya beats with everybody. Although, again, it's kind of a back and forth, right? Because the zone messes with Golden Boy and Golden Boy messes with the zone. So, I mean, I think he'll still have access to any of those fighters. The only problem that I'm having is that the 135 division is very slim. The only real big name that's kind of parallel to his will be Cepeda. There's not really anybody else that is kind of again parallel to him. So it's like everybody's going to be chasing him at the 135 division. So it's almost like likely for him to go step up to the 140. The only other name that I could see that could probably potentially make another big fight for him would be, the winner. And I don't even want to say that, the winner between Morotaya and Tevin, because at that point you've gained that. Again, everybody's chasing him. So right now, he's the guy to beat right now at 35, in a sense, And like my man was saying, like, he's saying he's a boring fighter and this, that, and the third. But listen, that's what makes boxing, bro. You're a boxer. Some people got pop. Some people have ability and agility, and this comes with the game. All that offensive shit, and I get it now. All the sports across the board have become offensive: basketball, baseball, football, and people want to see the knockouts. People want to, and boxing, people want to see knockouts. They don't want to see nobody show you real skill set, and it's sad because that's what boxing is the ability to hit and not be hit. And casuals are taking that away from boxing. And unfortunately, they need to wake the fuck up and see that this is boxing. Some people got power, some people have the agility and ability to not get hit. And that's what makes it so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes some of the best fights in there when you get the power punchers and you get the people that are slick like a Pernell, like a those guys that you could swing 30 times and not touch them, but then they could come back and land 3-4 shots on you, make you look stupid in a sense. So again, at 135 I don't see much for Shakur anymore. 140 is the division to go to, so I kind of hope that he can go up to the division, and at 140 it makes sense for him to kind of go, ape shit in a sense, where that's where the money's at. So it's almost like mandatory for him to go up that high. So again, I think that Mayweather, and then again, those three choices that you were mentioning earlier, those three choices make sense. Like Mayweather has the ability to deal with anybody and everybody, right? Because he's his own entity in a sense. He's not really a promotion, but he really is. You don't know what you're gonna get. The only thing that you are for sure about Mayweather is that he's gonna cherry pick your whole fucking career. He's gonna give you the easiest route for the most money. So if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But just want to bring eyes to Jono. I hope that he gets the dub today. He's fighting that German
You may
Olympian,
feel like it's your
and
time, but it's not
also
your time.
Pitufo fighting LeBron tomorrow too. That's another DAZN card. That's gonna be a dope fight for the hardcores to look at. And RRP man, Anthony Bergen man. Boxers, please let go those bikes, man. We lost another one due to a fucking motorcycle accident. Anthony Bergen, rest in peace, champ.
All right, champ, appreciate you. Copy, cool. James, what up?
And another dope fight for everybody to check out is James Payne Lethal. You seen the link for that, Ness? You want
I
to check
shared
that
it.
out?
I shared it. I
Okay,
just
for
screen
sure, for
shared
sure.
it and let everybody know where to get tickets.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, man, this Shakur hate, man, is I don't even know how y'all can actually justify this shit, man. Shakur gets masterful boxing. Everybody that teach their kids how to box, they should actually want to teach their kids how to fight like Shakur more than some of these other crash dummies that's out here. And with Top Rank has never shown the ability to really cross the street. So Golden Boy has. That's why I think Golden Boy is the right move. They'll go above and beyond to try to make the big fights. You see what happened with Ryan Garcia's career. Who's to say when Shakur gets a chance to be on that same big stage that he gives us a different performance when he's fighting higher level competition? We just got to wait and see. And I'll trust in Oscar from his body of work compared to some of the other guys. Eddie Hearn, what can he really promise? Like, nobody for real. You talking maybe a Liam Pearl, maybe a Hitchens, maybe shit like that, or maybe even try to even use in his meetings or whatever, say that he has his relationship with Big Sheik to actually help secure big fights. I mean, Oscar been making big fights without Big Sheik, so I think that's the better route. Other than that, y'all need to just y'all was just hating on Bud Crawford just like how y'all hating on Shakur like 2 years ago. And next thing you know, when Bud got to the biggest stage, he became your favorite fighter. So when Shakur messed around and knocks off Tank, knocks off Devin, knocks off Cepeda, knocks off Ryan, and every other name that steps in the ring with that young Puerto Rican warrior, y'all gonna see and y'all gonna jump on the bandwagon again with one of Newark's finest. Shout out to you and shout out to the community as always, Ness.
All right, all right. Looks
Yo,
like
real quick, is it that because it's like for to say like, oh well, Top Rank, are they doing the crossing the street versus Oscar? But I mean, you look at Wilder Fury. I know that goes back a while, but then you look at Usyk Fury. I mean, there's plenty of. I think there's plenty to show that Top Rank will cross the street or work together if the money's there, right? You have to look at the situations. Oscar is more desperate with less fighters and less dates. So he'd be more willing to work across the street or with another promoter versus a Bob who, he's hanging on that ESPN deal. That's everything for him. He don't need to do anything that isn't worth it with that currently going on. Once that goes away, let's see what happens. But right now, I don't know. I feel like you could make an argument Oscar and Eddie both are capable of working with others, and by the way, which one is going to get you paid in Saudi? I mean, that's another thing, that's another thing to consider.
yeah, I would say Eddie is see, they both have the thing where Eddie never done business with PBC. Oscar recently did Tank, Davis, and Ryan. But Golden Boy really hasn't done business with, Top Rank, and they just stole Barboza. So I don't know how that's gonna work if, they try to are they gonna make it easy for Bob and Shakur to get a Cepeda fight if Shakur somehow resigns? Again, the reason this is the biggest news for me is imagine Shakur signing to Mayweather and his manager is still James Prince.
Very good point.
Like, there's rumors about people's legs getting broke and baseball bats and Top Rank.
Intimidation at meetings where Floyd Sr. was.
How long has it been? And have they buried the hatchet? Have people sat down with each other? Like, tell me, biggest news in boxing is where Shakur goes. Brandon, what up?
Yo, what up, Ness?
Yo.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yo, listen up. Oscar offering Shakur a fight that he wants is good news, bro. Like I'm not trying to say nothing about it's bad news or good news. It's just news, and I respect it. Okay, and any fight that Shakur gets is a really good fight. Even if it's with somebody that people may not know, they don't know who he is, they don't know whatever is going on, that sort of thing. But any fight Shakur is in, and they put it on Top Rank, and it's a good fight. It's never really a bad fight. Like you never look at a Shakur fight and be like, "Whoa, that shit sucks," or "That shit is bad, it's trash," that sort of shit. Like, no, bro. Like you look at a Shakur fight, like he's tough, bro. He wins. He wins almost all his fights. Like you never see him. Like he outshines his opponent like the majority of the time. I don't know if it's because they're choosing wrong opponents or because Shakur is that good. Probably because Shakur is that good.
No, I think it's the latter. I think I think they're certainly
It's the latter.
choosing the wrong opponents, right? Like if that was Tank, if that was Devin, if that was Frank Martin, if it was someone else, I don't think people would be that mad. But that's the thing; it wasn't any of those names.
Yeah, but he's not ready to fight somebody like Tank because Tank will just obliterate him, like without a doubt.
I mean, he's
Tank,
a
Tank
three-division champ. If he ain't ready now, he never gonna be.
But you're talking about somebody who's like what, like 17, like 20, well, no, like 17 and 0, like 18 and 0,
Yeah,
20
he's
and
a
0, something like that.
he's a
But
three-division champ though.
yeah,
And
but
he's
I'm saying though,
former
Tank.
unified as well.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying though, Tank has like what 30 wins now, 30 and 0. So it's always the one that has more wins than the other one that's gonna win it. So that's how I look at it. At least that's how it looks to me. The person with the most wins usually has the advantage because they got more experience under their belt. But no, yeah, like you're right. You make a good point. Shakur. He's a three-time champ. Division champ. He's been through it all. He kind of grew up in boxing, so he knows what he's doing. That dude can fight. He can throw hands. He could throw hands. So he's good. It's nice to watch him, come up in the sphere of boxing. Facing tougher opponents every now and again. But it might take a loss though. I feel like once he takes a loss, people will recognize how whatever mediocre he is. Like they'll figure out like this guy, he's not all that what they said he is.
Damn, so now
He's
he's a
just
hype job?
all the hype dies down. Yeah. But if he loses, I'm saying though. But I don't think he'll lose anytime soon because they're giving him these opponents that are just like, not that skilled.
Mm.
Especially Edwin de los Santos, he wasn't that skilled. Shakur wiped the floor with him. He was easy work. So we'll see his future.
You may feel like it's
Especially
your
if he's being
time,
coached by Bud Crawford.
but it's not
You
your
already
time.
Champ, were you of the mindset that he should have rematched De Los Santos? Were you part of that demo?
Nah. I feel like, I mean, it definitely was a route you could have gone, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I feel like the commercial or casual fans that are going to make the difference in his career aren't going to think about that fight or worry about that fight. It kind of goes back to when we used to talk about like Pacquiao and Canelo, like before they blew up, right? We'd always like bring up the names of the guys that, got them early. And you know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. I don't think it matters as much anymore.
Alejandro Corona with the $25 super chat.
Champion.
Via Cash App. No words. So I'm going to wait for you to give me some sort of indication if that is just because you're showing love to the show or you want to take 15 and put it on the black set of Kenichi Bears, Hibernation 5C with the attachable, detachable mic, or the white set of Kenichi Bears. Or you can put it on both, which would be 10 and 15, making it 25, getting you 2 raffle tickets because we're giving them away. Both of these brand new sets, white, black, at the end of the month. We got James on in Atlanta that says, has Top Rank crossed the street for it BLK fighters? What the hell did you mean? What did he mean?
Downloadable characters? I don't know. He's talking about the boxing game coming out. I have no idea.
Has Top Rank crossed the street for its black fighters? Maybe is what he meant.
Oh, okay.
Have
yeah.
they crossed
I
the
you
street
said, like,
for its
DLC
black fighters? I get what you're saying. They did cross the street for its white fighter in Tyson. I mean, I don't see why Bob wouldn't have made or attempted to make the fight with Shakur and Tank.
Yeah.
But he was out here openly saying that the Loma Tank fight was bigger.
Because you could look at it in like two different ways, right? You could say like, oh, well, Fury was in a position where he lost all sorts of good grace that you could give him based on where he was coming back from, right? It was really like a fight to kind of propel Wilder. So you'll take that all day. But then if you're building up Shakur and you're Bob, you know all you got to do is continue to get him wins, keep him undefeated, and at some point, you know, the Mayweather syndrome will kick in. I mean, maybe that's his goal. Obviously, I'm not Bob. I can't really say what's in his head or not, but that makes sense to me at least.
Word. Yeah, man. Big news, bro. Big news. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Shakur. Let me get to these super chats. First super chat of the day, Optimus Prime. Fat $10. No words, all love, and he's on that champ status. Salute. James Benitez in Atlanta. Shakur 27. Top rank plan for him is basura emoji. I don't think so. Honestly, nothing seems as solid as 5 fights, $3 million minimum, 2 belts on his side of the street. I mean, get active. Do 3 fights in 1 year. Finish that contract in 2 instead of 2.5. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight twice a year and draw this thing out. Fight 3 times a year. Step it up. Fight 4 times a year. That's on him to get this contract out the way. Like, but I mean, $3 million minimum guaranteed for the level of fighters that Top Rank could get him is just insane and unheard of, and he's wilding for walking away. We'll see what's better out there. James,
hey, real quick, I'm gonna peace out. Appreciate you having me on. If you coming in the morning, I got you, champ. I'm on. I'm back. Listen, I want to ask everybody, please go to Infighting Hub on YouTube to subscribe to Infighting Podcast and Work in Progress Wrestling Podcast, both of them on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for having me, champ. Peace.
You the man. We got James Benitez back at us with another $5. With Golden Boy and Zepeda fight is a lock with the lock emoji. Top Rank can't promise Tank. Neither could Golden Boy. Beezy's World, $2. Ness, Tank made you submit. Laugh out loud. 5 laughing out loud emojis. Number 1, Tank. James in Atlanta right back at us with another $2. Oscar crossed the street to make movies. Has Top Rank. Tip Bell is $2. OTX live fight chat? Potentially. Let me turn it on. Let me see what's going on. Has the zone started? We got Jake Billinger, $5. Put us a quick betting slip together, Ness. I'm on my way to DraftKings. Look, they trying to sell me this Mike Perry fight. That's crazy. Jake really selling that. Wow, that's really a pay-per-view? I didn't know that. I'm not buying that. Damn, that's the first Jake fight I don't buy. I bought the Tommy one. I don't think I bought the wrestler, that dude, whatever his name is, the wrestler that he flattened, or the basketball player. Those things was just not, that was like the beginning stage. Those were highlight reels. Yeah, it looks like the Haven Brady fight, or rather the OTX card has started. We got Castle Hill Gill. What up? BX on that champ level. $5 super chat. He says, Ness, you feel. Ness, you feel. Okay, so he messed up there. We're going to have to figure this one out. About the over-under for Murataya versus Farmer 8.5 and Ennis versus. Okay, how you feel about the over-under for Murataya versus Farmer at 8.5? Oh yeah, I don't think Tev getting stopped. He's certainly going past 8.5. Murataya ain't stopping shit like that. Ennis Avanesian 5.5. That's tough because everybody expects him to do it inside the 6 because that's what everybody else done it in. And now he's got an older version of Avanesian. So, yeah. I don't think Avanesian goes over the 5.5 because remember, 5.5 really means 6.5. So, H-Town, $5. This man's stance was Shakur is bad because he'll make Tank look bad. Laugh out loud emoji. Shakur is Tank's kryptonite. Once he beats Tank, Shakur is money paid to see me get KO'd. Okay. H-Town back with another one. Tinkerbell's fear. Hashtag boring Shakur. This is reality. A Crown, $5. Just showing love, Ness. But if you want to throw in the headphones. Okay, that was A Crown letting us know about the 25. Yeah, man, throw you in the raffle, man. Why not, champ? You know, we appreciate the support, so we would love for you to win something. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and put that in the raffle so that we don't forget. He's in both sets. And once again, the phone lines are open if you want to call in. Number to call, 563-999-3427 is the number to call. We got Angel, what up?
Yo, you hear me?
Yep.
So I rushed my call in the morning, for the morning show about this whole Oscar thing. Let me give you the game plan. Shakur, this is the reason why he needs to sign with Golden Boy and Oscar. So Oscar promoted Floyd for 15 fights. He gave Floyd he was a hand in that situation to make Floyd the biggest star in boxing. I know Shakur tweeted when they made a clip out of the Fight Hub video. So Shakur realizes that. Now look at the opponents at 135. Floyd Schofield will be his opening fight. Now I know people are gonna say that's like a backwards fight for him, in terms of experience and like a little bit of name value, but Floyd Schofield, he has the style and he still has a fan base. And let's not forget, Floyd Schofield didn't want to fight Shakur. It's just Shakur threw a roadblock at him, saying fight Abdullah Mason first. So now there will be no excuse. He gets Floyd Schofield off the board, and it's a perfect preparation for the Zepeda fight. So then you get the Zepeda fight right after. If he beats Zepeda, which is two styles, Zepeda and Floyd Schofield don't got the same style, but they got the same aggressiveness. That will be good for Shakur. Now, for the third fight, by that time, hopefully Ryan's done with the suspension and Golden Boy can get him to re-sign another deal. Hey, we'll get you the Ryan fight guaranteed. You just got to re-sign for another 3 fights. This is all business. Now look, if you really look at Oscar compared to Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, he's really the only one working with PBC. He's really the only one crossing that street. He did it with Mungia. He did it with Ryan. I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, those guys are B sides," so he had no choice. At the end of the day, he has to write his name on the dotted line.
And it was their biggest fight, so they would be able to sue him if he stopped them from getting those fights. You can't stop Munguia from getting a Canelo fight and Ryan from getting a Tank fight. Those are two cash cows in the division. You'll find yourself in a lawsuit.
Nah, bro. At the end of the day, he has to write his name on that dotted line.
Like I said, you'll find yourself in a lawsuit.
Listen, a lot of
and
fighters.
Last I checked, Ryan made it clear that it was Lupe that did the deal with Tank, and Oscar had nothing to do with it. So he ain't got to write nothing.
Now he had to write his name on that dotted line. Look, Oscar ain't got no ego in this whole big fight situation. If he realized Oscar really is like all for the sport. He saw PBC. Okay, Ryan, you really want the fight? Well, let's do it. He did it with Munguia. He did it with Ryan. There ain't no reason why he ain't gonna do it with Shakur.
Again, it's their biggest paydays. He can't hold those men back, you know.
Bro, last thing, Shakur.
You may
Shakur
feel like
under
it's your time,
Oscar would really be the
but
new
it's
like
not your time.
Floyd under Oscar. Him going with Eddie Hearn, there's no really telling on what Eddie Hearn could do because Eddie Hearn hasn't built a pay-per-view star. I mean, he had AJ Canelo. He was trying to build Eddie Devin Haney, but that didn't turn out too well. You can't name me a pay-per-view star Eddie Hearn has built. That's all.
I mean, Eddie just got in the game. You want to compare him to Oscar that got years promoting. Eddie just, started
So
dipping
that should
and
be
dabbling in uh, the U.S. market. If you want to talk about pay-per-view stars, don't exclude what he does in the UK and talk about how he created AJ and that pay-per-view star, and what he did for Carl Froch. You're forgetting those things. You're just thinking about America. But we have that issue. Al in the Bay, we have that issue as Americans. We tend to think everything is better over here. El Compalito, $2. Some people need to start paying for their free calls. He talking about you, Angel. Just kidding. Half Boxing, $2. Drop the merch link, Ness. Last shirt was 8 years ago. Damn, I got you, player. Al in the
Yo,
Bay.
yo, yo, what's up? What's up? Shout out to the Bay Area.
What up? What up?
Yo, man. Uh, yeah, man. I'm gonna do it just like this, right? So I'm gonna say top rank is on the board for Shakur, right? PBC out because we don't know what's going on with PBC right now. It's up, there's down. You know, they can't stay with a decent um um company. You know, they're gonna be on Prime, then they're gonna be on something else. You know what I mean? They need to be stable. Unless I'm getting that tank fight right away, or I could fight a 3-fight deal, but that tank fight gotta be 2 fights of that 3-fight deal. I'm out. Um, Floyd out. Like I said, ain't nobody trying to play when the ship goes down like Titanic. You feel me? Floyd ain't promoting nobody but Floyd. So, Floyd care about Floyd. I ain't messing with Floyd. He's out. Don King out. Who we have left? We got Golden Boy, right? Then we got the mouth from overseas, right? So those two, huh? On one end, on Golden Boy, you get no title shots. There's no title over there. Those are all contenders. They're not really contenders where you're gonna get paid a lot of money. That's out. So you feel me? I'm gonna have to go with the Golden Boy from overseas, man. You feel me? So those two on the board, right? Then you gotta look at the big picture. Where's my biggest fights gonna come from? I think Saudi might have a little chunk of change in that pocket, man. You feel me? Gotta go with that Saudi money. So on that thing, that makes Top Rank out. So you feel me? I'm going with the boy overseas, man. You feel me? I'm gonna go try to get some of that Saudi money. Go get some of that overseas money. Come back to the United States and blow it everywhere. You feel me? That's the way I look at it. Unless uh Top Rank can give him a huge bag, maybe 4 million, 3 fights, 5 million, 3 fights, somewhere close to there. I go with the boy overseas, man. He's doing a lot of business. He's the hottest thing smoking right now. That's my call.
All right, all right. We have Leonard Sterling. Oscar had nothing to do with both fights. Lupe negotiated the Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, and Zanford Promotions negotiated Canelo versus Mongia. Yes, sir. Bodywork Boxing, $2. Shakur OnlyFans are his own worst enemy. Laugh out loud. Okay. Looks like who is next? Damn, I was just going to. Oh boy, and he fell off. On that note, that is the last caller. Last call for alcohol. For the callers on the landline, now is the time to press 1 if you want to press 1. For anybody that wants to call in, now is your opportunity. If not, it is Friday. Enjoy it. We'll be back tomorrow early in the morning, getting it in, and we'll probably be doing some fight chats here for the Boots fight for sure. Definitely watching that Dobson and Jalil Hackett. The other good fight is the main event. So probably some of these are going to be playbacks for me. I don't know. Maybe the top rank card. I don't know. We'll see how my Saturday goes in terms of a live fight chat. But you know I'm up early, so we'll get a show in early in the morning. To the next one.